Hi, I'm Michael from Kitchensider and welcome to the channel. In this video I'm going to talk about how to plan the perfect kitchen island. As a kitchen designer, one of the most popular requests I get from clients is that they want a kitchen island designed into their space. It makes sense as not only do islands add a definite wow factor to any kitchen, they can also be practical when it comes to extra worktop space and extra storage. However, there are a few important factors to consider when planning a kitchen island. I've broken it down into 9 questions and considerations to ask yourself when planning a kitchen island. So by working through these questions and answering them, it'll help to create the perfect kitchen island for you and your space. So let's get into it. Question number 1. Do you have enough space for a kitchen island? The first big question and the most crucial one is, do you have enough space in your kitchen for an island? If the answer is no, stop right here. Do not pass go, do not collect your kitchen island. But how much space do you need for a kitchen island? Well, this will vary depending on the size of the kitchen island that you want. But let's take a look. So let's work off an average kitchen island depth of 900mm. Now this is made up of a 600mm deep cabinet, that's a standard cabinet, and a 300mm overhang for a seating area, or either a 300mm shallow depth cabinet, giving you that overall 900mm deep kitchen island. So using this average kitchen island depth, ideally the room should be 3.5 meters deep overall, and that's if you're having one run of cabinets against the wall and then an island, and then nothing, a space here. If you want a run of cabinets, an island in the middle, and then another run of cabinets, you really need a room that's over 4 meters, somewhere around 4.2 meters. What we want to achieve here is at least a 1 meter gap between the cabinets and the island, or the cabinets and the wall. So any walkway, we want at least 1 meter. A 1 meter gap is comfortable for doors and drawers to open and for people to walk past each other. A little bit more than 1 meter is great. Anything less than 1 meter, and it becomes quite tight and difficult. So always strive for at least a 1 meter gap in these walkways. So if we look at this plan, I've broken down the measurements for you to see. Now this is based off 2 runs with an island in the middle, so we're looking at over 4 meters for the overall room depth. However, the overall room size will alter slightly depending on the depth of the cabinets that you're having and the size of the island that you want, and the layouts. If you only want a single run and an island, then the room depth will alter accordingly. So you can alter these measurements to suit your particular circumstances, but the main advice here is to always aim to have at least that 1 meter gap between surfaces, or between the surface and the wall. Question number 2. What is the purpose of your kitchen island? There are several reasons why you might want to include a kitchen island in your design. There's no right or wrong answer here. Every kitchen is different and everybody's tastes are different and their needs are different. So it could be any of the following, but have a think about why you actually want the kitchen island in your design. So it could be for an aesthetic reason, simply you just like the look of kitchen islands, you like that wow factor. It might be for social reasons. You want a couple of bar stools at the kitchen island, have some people over and have a few drinks, or the kids can do their homework, those kind of reasons. It could be that you just want more countertop and prep space, so having a nice clean island gives you lots of space to work. You might use all your pots and pans as you're cooking, or you might do a lot of baking and want to spread out. Or it could be for extra cabinet storage. Let's be honest, we can never have enough storage in the kitchen. So by having an island that introduces more cabinets and more storage, you may want to put some appliances on the kitchen island, such as your hob or the sink. This could be because you don't have enough room on the run of cabinets against the wall to have both appliances. Or it could just be for a feature. Having a hob on the island creates quite a central feature. So by thinking about the purpose of the kitchen island, this can help design the island itself. For example, if it's all about the look, then you might consider a freestanding island if you don't need the extra storage, for instance. Or if it's for practical and cooking reasons, you might want to forego the sink and the hob so you can have a nice clean surface to work on. So have a think about why you want the kitchen island. What is the purpose of your kitchen island? Question number 3. How big should your kitchen island be? Now this is linked to question number 1, as the overall room size will dictate the size and shape of your kitchen island. Again, you want to keep an eye on any walkways and foot traffic around the kitchen island, and remember to give yourself at least that 1 meter around the island, that 1 meter for any walkways between the countertops or the countertops and the walls. And don't forget to consider any doors opening into the kitchen or patio doors at the back of the kitchen. You may want to give yourself more than 1 meter in these areas for better access. You don't want to get stuck not being able to open those patio doors on a hot summer day. Question number 4. What type of countertop do you want on your kitchen island? The type of countertop you pick for your kitchen island may influence the size and shape that you can achieve. So for instance, most stone worktops, such as quartz or granite, come in slabs that are approximately 3 meters by 1.4 meters. Some slabs are available bigger, these are jumbo slabs, but not much bigger, these are approximately 3.2 meters by 1.5 meters. So the slab size can limit the size of your kitchen island. So be safe and don't plan a kitchen island any bigger than 3 meters unless you're definitely sure that the worktop is big enough to accommodate that. The last thing you want is a join in your kitchen island. It just ruins the look. You want a nice, smooth, clean, single slab. On the other hand, if you pick an acrylic countertop material, such as Corian, that's the brand name, you can create whatever size you like. That's the benefit of Corian. Any joints will be buffed out so they're invisible, so you can create any size or shape kitchen island. You may also consider mixing materials on your kitchen island. For instance, you could have a timber breakfast bar section. This is a nice way to add some contrast and texture to your kitchen island, and it's a softer material for when you're dining at the breakfast bar or having a drink. Question number 5. Do you want your hob on the kitchen island? Having the hob on the kitchen island is definitely increasing in popularity. I'm seeing this more and more. This layout creates a more social environment where you're stood facing the room or facing your guests in front of you if they're sat at the kitchen island. It means you've not got your back to them or your back to the room while you're cooking. A possible downside to this is having your hob too close to where people are sitting on your kitchen island. So this could mean that splashes from cooking might get a little too close to people, especially if you've got children sat at the island. So make sure you add some extra depth to your kitchen island to give a greater distance between the hob and anybody sat there if you are going to have your hob on the kitchen island. Something else you'll need to consider is power or gas, depending on the type of hob you're having. You'll need to get these to the island. Now this normally means digging up the floor, so you'll have to weigh this up. If it's a full renovation and you're changing the floor, now's the time to do it. If it's a smaller or budget renovation, you may have to take this into consideration. And lastly, if you want a hob on the island, you'll have to take extraction into consideration. How are you going to do this? And this leads me on to question number 6. Question number 6. What type of cooker hood would you prefer? So if the answer to question number 5 is yes, you want a hob on the kitchen island, you're now going to have to consider what type of cooker hood you're going to have, or what type of extraction. When it comes to cooker hoods for kitchen islands, there are 4 main types. You've got island chimney hoods, you've got ceiling cooker hoods, downdraft extractors, and hobs with built-in extractors, which are sometimes called venting hobs. An island chimney hood is typically that big stainless steel box that hangs down from the ceiling directly above your hob. And anybody tall like me tends to just bang their heads on it. A ceiling cooker hood is less in your face. It's typically fitted flush up into the ceiling, or if you can't fit it flush in the ceiling above the hob, sometimes you have to build a box that drops down for it to fit into. A downdraft extractor lives in the countertop behind your hob and comes up out of the countertop when you need it, and then just push a button and it'll lower back down again. And a hob with integrated extractor, or a venting hob, does just that. It's a hob with the extractor in it, so it will pull the air and the grease down into the center of the hob. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about each type and the pros and cons. That's a whole nother video. Let me know if you'd like me to talk about that. But for today, it's just showing you that these are the main 4 options for you to consider. So have a think about which type of cooker hood you would prefer if you're having your hob on the island. Question number 7. Do you want your sink on the kitchen island? So we've talked about having the hob on the kitchen island, now we're talking about having the sink on the kitchen island. If you can't fit both your hob and the sink on a run of cabinets, then a lot of the time it will mean that one of them has to go on the island. If you don't like the idea of the hob on the kitchen island for any reason, or you don't like any of the cooker hood options I've just talked about, then having the sink on the island might be the right choice for you. However, be aware that the sink can become a bit of a dumping ground for plates and bowls and cups. I call it a mess magnet. So if you'd rather a nice clean island and don't want to have to look at the washing up, then maybe a sink on the island isn't the right choice for you. Keep in mind, for like having a hob on the kitchen island where you need the power, if you have a sink on a kitchen island, you'll need a water feed and a waste. So again, if it's a big renovation and you're taking the floor up, now's the time to do it. Otherwise, you're going to have to consider this again. You don't want to be chopping up the floor if you don't have to be. Question number 8. Do you want seating at your kitchen island? Having seating at a kitchen island can be a great way to create a social hub, whether that's just having a drink after work or if you've got the kids sat there doing their homework. If you want seating, this can influence the shape and size of your kitchen island. A good general rule that I use is to allow for 60 centimeters per person for a seating space sat at a kitchen island. This allows for enough elbow room to sit comfortably and feel like you're not sat on top of one another. If you don't have enough space for the number of seats you want along the back of the kitchen island, consider some L-shaped seating where you can sit people around the corner and on the other side. This could mean that where you wanted 4 seats and didn't have enough space on the length of the kitchen island, you now can get those 4 seats because you're using the corner. I also find that L-shaped seating can be a little bit more social, as you can face the person slightly and talk to them rather than all being in a line and not being able to talk to the person at the end. Question number 9. Do you want PowerPoints on your kitchen island? Yes. In my opinion, the answer should always be yes. Now, I know it's really a question if I'm telling you the answer. I just want you to remember to add power sockets to your kitchen island. Aside from needing power for any large appliances, such as your hob or dishwasher, wine cooler, having sockets on the kitchen island for small appliances or to charge your phone or your laptop is an absolute must. You might also want it for the kettle, the toaster, espresso machine, any of these smaller appliances that make its way onto the kitchen island. So you can get power onto the kitchen island a number of ways. This could be pop-up sockets that pull up through the worktop. It could be sockets that you cut into the end panels on the ends of the island, or it could even be sockets tucked underneath the seating area under the overhang if you haven't got any cabinets there and it's just an end panel. However you do it and wherever you place them, you won't regret putting sockets on your kitchen island, trust me. Planning the perfect kitchen island can feel a little overwhelming at first, but if you work through each of these 9 questions, your kitchen island will practically design itself, and you'll be left with the ideal island to suit your room and your needs. If you'd like to learn more about everything and anything kitchen design related, then head over to my website kitchensider.com. I'll put the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.